Project Climate was founded at Heritage High School to fight the climate crisis. Just this year, we hosted 4 walk-to-school events and collected markers to recycle. This video demonstrates our third project, growing saplings.
First, we collected acorns. Then we disinfected and germinated them in a bag of damp mulch. In 70 days, 103 had germinated.
During this time, we collected milk cartons from our high school and around the community. We washed the cartons, cut the bottom off of one, poked or hammered holes in the other, and finally stacked the cartons, making sure to open up the one inside.
We filled them with soil, planted the acorns, watered them, and organized them in boxes.
A couple of weeks later, we checked to see if the acorns had outgrown their pots, and some desperately needed a new home. We transferred them to bigger cartons and also discovered it was more efficient to cut off the corners for drainage rather than poke holes.
Eventually, the acorns outgrew these new containers, so we were left with the task of figuring out how to make even bigger pots out of these cartons.
One solution was using milk jugs, but the acorns were growing faster than we could collect the jugs. We also didn't want to throw away all the cartons that the acorns were previously in.
For our other solution, we stacked the bigger cartons. We cut off the bottom of the carton with the acorn, stuffed it with dirt, and then carefully fitted it on a dirt-filled carton. These wobbling dirt towers were not ideal, but they did their job.
Finally, we scavenged supplies from the rubbles of a house remodel. Through collaboration and creativity, we thought of ways to upcycle this so-called trash. We were inspired by the wheels to make a cart. Unfortunately, the holes of the wheels were much larger than the branch, making it a little unstable. We ended up layering PVC scraps to close this gap.
We used 2x4s to connect the wheels and drill semicircles in them for the branches to rest on. The drill didn't go all the way through, so we had to cut out the last bit and file the edges. The final step was just to secure the branches to the 2x4s. We ended up putting 10 jugs on 4 branches to hold a total of 40 saplings.
Our second contraption required a lot more planning. We needed something that would hold 80 plus trees, would allow you to pick up unstable cartons from the bottom, and collect excess water.
We designed a slanted planter box with a removable back in CAD.
We cut the wood, assembled the base, screwed in the sides, stabilized the corners, attached the back legs, made triangle supports by using trig functions to determine the angle to cut the slant so it would fit perfectly. We drilled holes to funnel the water using a pipe and an old shower curtain, stapled it down, hammered the staples, cut off the excess, drilled holes for pegs to connect the boards, nailed together the backboard, inverted the key rings so we could unhook the plastic to remove the backboard. And it worked.
We had grown 256 oak saplings, 40 were in the cart, 100 were in the planter box, and the other 116 were elsewhere.
We upcycled a total of 530 milk cartons and jugs. We even used the caps to spell out Project Climate, our club name, and 2020.
To save even more water, we created a water collection system for the cart using branches and a garbage bag stapled on top.
Lastly, we contacted local groups and organizations to see if they could use the saplings. Kathy Cutting from California State University of East Bay said they could use them in their carbon sequestration project.